And that should be it. Let's hope that it works a lot better than the last time I did this. So, I owe a little bit of an explanation. During the recording of my last playthrough, it seems that I was using OBS to record everything, and it seems OBS kind of made I don't know what changed, because the last 3 videos I recorded before it, no issues. OBS was running at like 7% CPU usage, and for some reason, while changing nothing, I think the usage for OBS on my PC turned up to 40% CPU usage, and I guess my PC was just crawling, but for some reason in-game I didn't really feel anything about it. Like, nothing changed what I saw about it. So I only noticed it after I uploaded the video, because when I usually upload the videos, I check for like the first 10-20 seconds to see if the audio is fine, if the video is fine, and everything. Yet apparently after a minute or 2, 3, 4, 5, it just turned into a slideshow, just because my computer was not being able to keep up. So 2 hours of footage is just gone. I have no way to get it back. The good thing is, not that much happened. I mean, I think it's very important, at least to go through it, what I did, but it's not like, I mean, I'm still sad that I lost it, because what I found was actually quite nice. Let me switch back. So last playthrough, before it, so like the last recording that is now currently on YouTube, we found 2 wrecks in the distance. One of them was this building, and one of them was this well, I mean, it's technically like an airplane-ish built, and the video before it, I was like, yeah, let's do that in another episode. Well, that episode was the one that is now corrupted, and we found, I think, a very cool airplane.
Energy low.
Yeah. I think it's pretty nice. I don't think it's very useful for what we're gonna do. So I was already mulling around it. It looks a little bit like an airplane-ish type, because it has big atmospheric thrusters pointing forwards and backwards, but it doesn't really have that much thrust upwards. It has some hydrogen thrusters, and I think, yeah, it has some atmospheric thrusters, but there was probably like a whole row of them here. I don't know if that's symmetrical on the other side. No, there's only one here. So I don't think this thing is capable. Oh, there's some hydrogen thrusters here as well, some larger ones. No, that's still 1x1s, but I don't think this one will be capable of lifting anything. We'll work on that. I would rather point these downwards and then move the hydrogen or the atmospheric thrusters to move omnidirectional around it, or at least orthogonally in the X and Z plane. But for the rest, it looks nice. We're gonna repair most of it, just so we at least have a functional something, and we can at least be sure that these thrusters are working fine, because we are at least gonna use this. Now, that is one of the finds that I got. The other find was this building. Now, this building was not that well defended. There was only a... let's see if it's still there. Well, I mean, the ammo is still here. So there was a interior turret on this side, which made the approach a little bit difficult from where my base is, because I drove all the way from this direction. It made it a little bit difficult, because I thought that it would maybe be surrounded by Gatling or interior turrets, but when I went around, and there was a large assault turret over there, when I destroyed that and approached from that direction, I noticed that nothing was shooting me when I was walking, not in the vehicle. And that was because on this side there was mostly big guns, like there were some rocket launchers here, there's one here and one there. And there was a large artillery cannon on the roof. But no Gatling or interior turrets. So it was a very easy... Oh yeah, energy. It was a very easy approach. The bad thing about it though is it took me a whole lot of time to take over, because for some reason the hostile takeover mod or the cooperative takeover mod was not functioning correctly, and it didn't matter how many items I took over, it didn't want to take over the entire grid. So I've painstakingly taken over everything here except the batteries. The batteries are not in my position because I don't want to lose the power cells. Normally when you take over these types of buildings, you would just take over the survival kit, the helm, or whatever controlling building you would normally take over, and then you would take over the entire grid. But in this case, that didn't happen. But to run through at least what this place is, here's not so much. I built this helm to take over the entire grid, but that didn't work. Some sliding doors, some lockers. I already placed some items in here because my inventory was too full breaking down the turrets. Some more components. O2H2 generators. There's some large cargo containers, one broken, one intact. Then we have 2 hydrogen tanks, large ones, one full and I think one empty. No, both full. Oh yeah, this one's still broken or an access denied because I can't fix it right now. I don't have the components for it. Let's just go up here just to see what's on the top. There's 2 windmills, intact, functional. This one's the access denied one. Here we have the intact large cargo container. I already took this over. Then we have 2 refineries, large industrial refineries, like the big ones, the 2x2x4s, I believe that they are. No speed modules, but I mean, I'm not complaining. And then we have 2 smaller assemblers. And with this, we should be able to start at least maybe mining at some point. Maybe rovers or mining vehicles. I don't know yet. But at least it has some loading docks. And that's where this video started. Where I like daisy chained some connectors to the connector that I built on the front of this. It had a laser antenna, but I'm probably not going to use that for a long time. And yeah, so that's at least what happened last one. And there was also some smaller grids that I found that were interesting, but I didn't really have anything else besides that. So that is most of what was in last video that sadly got corrupted, changed, how you would call it. I hope that it will work this time. I'm keeping track of my task manager to see if my processor is not hitting the roof, and so far it seems fine. Now I was debating with myself a lot. Oh, and of course, to forget outside of that, thank you for what was the name? I will shout out this name because he pointed it out to me. CMDR Analdo Black Void. Thank you very much for pointing out that this was the issue with my video. Otherwise I would be just like, oh yeah, that video's fine, you know, let's just upload it, no problem, let's leave it up there, no issue. Because, like I said, I check usually the first few minutes and then upload it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. I will change that now. Just to make sure that we don't run into this issue again. Because I don't want to lose 2 hours of footage. Again. So, yeah, that's, I'm gonna change that at least in the future. I'm gonna change that for this video as well. Just to make sure that, that won't happen again. So let's remove two rec detector pings. One of them should be the one that's 7 kilometers away. We should keep that one, but remove the other two. So let's see, is this one? That's the correct one. So we're gonna remove this one, and let's see. Let's change that to stationary base, and let's turn it into large grid. Stationary base / refueling. I could better call it refinery base / refueling, because due to the way this base functions, damn it, I did it again. One thing at a time, one thing at a time. Refinery base. We're refueling. Enter. Is that better? Yeah. Is that better? Yeah. All right. So, yes. This base has, of course, already stockpiled a lot of hydrogen. But one thing we can do with this is build rovers that just mine some of the ice on this planet. One over here, dump it into the connectors, which will throw it into the O2H2 generators, and just produce hydrogen and oxygen for me. Later on, when I get maybe hydrogen ships or hydrogen / Atmo ships, like the big one we have over here, but then specifically for hauling bigger stuff, we can just rinky-dink this ship a little bit, or this base, and just use it for refueling. Not just for energy, but also for hydrogen. I think that would be a very good use for this base. But that's just me rambling right now. The only thing is I've changed again is I hooked up the mod again for spawning wrecks. So there will be more wrecks that are going to spawn during this session. Now, I've not called this anything. Is this not the half tower? This is the broken tower. So this is a different wreck detector ping. We're gonna drive over there, and like I said, I've turned the wreck mod on again. So while we drive over to that wreck detector ping, more wrecks will be able to spawn. So if there's some lag moments, that is just the mod working. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, I haven't turned any music on. I can turn some music on, maybe. Last time I tried to do that, my CPU usage skyrocketed again. So let me try this out, see if my computer immediately catches on fire. I had this video playing. Let's see if Firefox destroys my CPU usage. Okay, it's going down a little bit again. If I start playing this. Okay. This is a video that's 12 hours long, so just... some music. Okay, let's see what the audio levels are for the recording. It's a little bit high compared to the audio from the game, so it's just a little bit lower. Keep this a little bit chill. Now, I am going to keep the CPU usage on my left screen just to make sure that if something goes wrong, that I can immediately catch it in the moment. Maybe there's something specific that activates this, but I don't get it. Like, currently, I'm using Streamlabs OBS, or Streamlabs OBS, and it's using 8%, while the other, like, normal OBS was using 40% of my CPU. I don't know. I don't get it. Let's just roll with the punches. I think everything is fine right now, and if not, I will probably hear it in the comments of this video immediately, like, dude. just to be better. I don't know. I'm not good at all this, it seems. Alright, let me just also remove that respawn pod GPS tracker that's like half behind my rover. There we go. This was the autocannon that I found strewn about in the desert, or the ice caps. Oh, lag. I think Rex is spawning. Yep, there we go. I already thought that my computer was dying again. Alright, let's activate that so we can at least see where it is. It is 2 kilometers over there. Alright. So, this was spawned somewhere on the ice. It was dangerous, I can tell you that. This thing was, if I didn't, it already shot twice at my vehicle. And it narrowly missed my vehicle a few times. And it had a big pucker factor, I can tell you that. That made me scared for my vehicle. When I finally get out of it, and walked to it, it only kept shooting over my head. And I really had to wait until it was out of ammo before I could approach it. I think that if only one of those would have hit me, I think I would have died. That is a large ship over there. So what I'm gonna do is I found a windmill and I found that assault cannon. And we're just gonna dump that here. And I'm probably gonna make a hookup point for this vehicle up on this side so I can dump everything I have into that large cargo container. Actually, gonna do that now. If I only can hook up a connector right now, that's fine. I don't know how many components I currently have in my vehicle. Let's just park it here. The height is not very much correct. Alright, let's see what kind of components we have in here right now. Not a whole lot. Yeah, not a whole lot. So we're currently just going to move everything by hand. Oh, can his helm get out of my way? I can't move stuff out of the cockpit. And some construction. Oh, that's in the small cargo. That's somewhere over on that side. Alright. Ooh. Why was... I think that was my refinery activating for 1 second. Oh, it was the scrap metal. Yay! This base is probably already made in such a way that it will automatically drain the scrap metal. That's not too bad. I've no use for scrap metal. No, yeah, there's some iron. Alright. That's not too bad. That way we can at least make like steel plates and anything like that. Scavenging opportunity detected. Now that is a different mod. I've installed it before. And I don't really know what I use it for. I don't know if it is something to do with Rex spawning in, but scavenge. No, I think I know what this is, and I think I have to disable it soon again. We're gonna go for TAT QG first, after I of course drop off the materials that I got, because I think it was the little houses that gave me the large cargo containers for my vehicle. If that is indeed what I'm thinking of, then I already know what it is, and it's way too overpowered for the stage of the game. Which means that I'm gonna deinstall it. It's always nice when you forget stuff. Alright. Let's put that back up. Let's put this back up. Now we're gonna go for that scavenge then first, and then we might be able to already get a little bit of a feel for what... That is a big ship. Now, I don't think that one looks familiar. No, I don't think so. I think I do see a gun on the top there at the back. Right side in this case. So it might be that we're going to approach it from... I don't think from this side would be a good thing. But once we do that scavenge over there, we'll figure it out. It seems to be just a kilometer away. Like a kilometer and a half, so it should be fine. But if this is indeed what I'm thinking it is, then we might remove this mod. The scavenge. That's a lot of fire on that thing. But it's a big. Even if it is a complete wreck, having some components would already be nice. Like eventually we're gonna need a lot of components, and we're gonna scavenge it of other ships, other wrecks, and we're just gonna make sure that we... that's a long ship. Right, what's this? It's just a singular windmill. Yeah, I know this mod. This is the one that is very overpowered. It literally only gives you the things you need in this game mode. Which, you know, nice. Very nice. But, yeah. Once I get this hooked up, I'm going to restart real quick. Not too fast. Let's lower it. Alright, hook it up. Hooked up. Remove the wheelbases. Dunzo. And let's reverse the polarity. Alright. Alright, let's I'm gonna quickly deinstall this scavenge mod because I'd rather have the wrecks. They're harder to find, they're harder to get into, and it doesn't just give me good stuff. So bear with me while I do this. Second reload should be a lot faster than the first one, so this should be fine. Load the game. This is the thing that will take a bit because it's loading all the saves, and I have quite a bit of them. Edit the settings of this, mods, and let's remove the scavenge encounters. Most of this we're just gonna... These are all upgrades to the standard materials, like the standard welder, grinder, drill. But we're not gonna do that right now. So vanilla encounter suppression is also off, but it's so rare due to the Scrapyard MES Wreckage and Ruins mod that if they spawn, I will just keep them, because the MES Wreckage also has a chance for refineries and such. So I think this is still, the suppressed vanilla encounters is still fine. At least that was my headspace with that. I've used it before, and yes, the vanilla materials were a very good base to start with, but it didn't at all feel overpowered. It just felt like you find a relic, like you get a legendary drop when you're playing Diablo or something like that. Like you're just like, oh, yes, I can use this. Oh. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can get to that big ship, and I hope it has some good components. But we'll find out. And like I said, last video was 2 hours long, but when you're playing this game, you realize how fast 2 hours fly by and how little you do in 2 hours. That's why at some point, when I have enough videos, I'm gonna look into how to use like Sony Vegas or something like that and turn those videos into a short form version of all this. Turn it like maybe like a half an hour episodes or something. Alright, there we go. Okay. It's also very nice that just as we spawn in, the snowstorm is starting. Now, before I've had a few times where the snowstorms would just automatically stop. I don't know what's causing it. I truly don't know, because I know the command for it, but I don't have it like installed, hotkeyed or whatever. Okay. We're a kilometer away. We're gonna do the usual shtick of let's try to run at it. If it gets shot, we'll know immediately. Oh, highly likely that we'll get shot. Because I expect this thing to have at least like a Gatling gun or something like that. As big as the ship is. And as per usual, I always get jump scared when I get shot the first time. Oh, oh, oh. Well, I didn't get jump scared this time. Alright, so I think I see two separate parts where I get fired from. One a little bit more to the left, one a little bit more to the right. So this is the side of the ship. But I didn't get shot from the bottom or the top side, I think. So what I'm gonna do is hope for the best and hope that the front or the back side is not as well protected and approach it via that way. Now I don't know if this is correct, but it's at least one way to get closer. Okay, let's just go around a little bit. Now this snowstorm is also not helping because now I can't see. But it gives at least a little bit of an exploration vibe. Okay. Drive a little bit further away in case the auto cannons are looking at me. Alright. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope that my assessment of this is correct. One of the last ships we did, we managed to dodge Gatling guns by aligning one of them behind an antenna. If we can get something like that done with this ship. Oh. Interesting. The form of this ship is weird. Okay, but that's gonna be a tough one. Okay. So let's see if I can take a better look at this from a little bit further away. Doesn't look like a standard vehicle, but I thought I was at the front already. But I guess not. It's just a very... I can't get a grasp on it, what the shape of the ship is. Is this side the front? Is there a front? Like a weird circle? At least the bullets stop at this distance. I can always do this the very slow thing and try to drain the guns, but that takes forever. Okay. Is this the part where the guns are out of range? No. That looks like it's in the top side. How am I gonna approach this? Without dying, of course. I've had it a few times when I did this challenge with a jetpack, which you just get your basic tools, fly at it, die, fly at it, die. Finally find the direction you can fly to not die. Hit the thing too hard, die, and then finally land it. Yes, that's a way to do it, but I find it a little bit cheaty, because this makes you have to approach it on its terms and not on your terms. Meaning that you have to find a way around these cannons and such. Which, when you then finally get to the wreckage, you actually have the feeling like, oh, I've accomplished something. Instead of just like, oh, there's a wreck, let me fly at it, and then disable the guns. There we go, we're done. Alright, let's just approach it from my base. Maybe that's better? I still can't fully grasp the shape of that ship. I think there was a gun at the front, or at the top, not the front. So from this side we'll probably also get shot. Is there a large gun at the top there? Still barely know how to look at this thing. Like from this side it looks like it's a very long ship, but I'm now very far away. I really need to make like a little rover or something that can get me close to it very fast. Alright, let's just first check if this is possible. Probably not. I think the gun is at like one of those tower protrusions on both sides. From my side, currently left or right. If that's the case, then yeah, this is gonna be very difficult. But that's such a big ship that I think it's very worth it to try to at least get close to it. Yeah, there we go. That looks like an interior turret though. Right? No, that's still 800 meters. Ooh, well, I'm not getting hit. That's weird. Okay, bullets are disappearing. Good. What I'm gonna do is I am going to try to make a little vehicle for getting closer to this. Let's call this let's see, which one is it? Is it this one? No, it's the other one. Let's call this big broken ship. Let's call it big broken ship. I did again. Big broken ship. Okay. Let's activate the other one again. Now, the only thing I don't know is because during some of the playthroughs I've deactivated the MES wreckage mod a few times. I don't know how it corresponds with the how you... Why am I driving towards a broken ship? That's not smart. I thought it was my base for a second, but my base is over there. Maybe I shouldn't make my base the same color. Let's make it dark blue. Pink. Let's make it pink reddish. And it stands out between all the other ones. What's over this? Why is that on a light on? Hello there, vehicle. Do you have a large atmospheric thruster inside of you? Because I think you are the vehicle that can have the large atmospheric thruster inside of you. And you don't. That looks to be either an O2H2 generator or a hydrogen engine for large or for small grid. And it is looks like a O2H2 generator. And it is 10 points to me. And there's usually an oxygen tank behind it. Does it have an oxygen tank behind it? It does. Look at me, knowing this is the reason why I install MES Wreckage mod. I've played the standard Scrapyard survival so many times that I have seen most of these components so many times that just playing it with only that got a little bit boring. Very predictable. Useful items, that's not something I will dispute, but it just became very predictable, and I kind of wanted, like, everything was small grid, and I kind of wanted something that, you know, with this restrictive build mode, but then just ridiculous sized ships, and with this MES Wreckage mod, it's perfect. Okay, let's see if that's enough to rebuild the... Yep. Now it's mine. All mine. Come with me. There we go. Now the problem I only have is that oxygen tanks can be very explodey. So you gotta look out for that. Now it's mine. Let's just place it on the sides. That way if something happens, at least my entire ship won't blow up. It will just be the sides. Which is still a problem, but at least it's not a very big problem. Some benches. Some bulletproof glass could be useful. This is just interior plates. I mean, interior plates are quite nice. Girders are not that useful. These motors, always take every motor you can find. In this game modes, motors are so important. Like, you think like, oh yeah, I have enough motors, and then you realize the moment you need an actual amount of motors, you're like, I have no motors at all. Like, I could have used so many more. Like, I don't have the crafting recipe for it right now, I think, no. But large atmospheric thrusters, I believe use 1100 motors to fully repair it and fully utilize the function, and that's just motors. That is an insane amount, and these were just 4 motors, so yeah. Oh yeah, every time we get back to the rover, we should build a few blocks, just so this vehicle will at some point be done. Some more components we can get. I think these are conveyor sorters. Yeah. They have a lot of interior plates. That's good. With some luck, some of these conveyor pipes still have motors. None of these.
Inventory full.
Well, we need a lot of components at our new base, so might as well take it all. Another reason why I don't, you know what? I have a tier 1 grinder here. The reason why I didn't have that equipped yet is because last time I lost my good tools, so now I really look out that I put every good tool back into the vehicle before I try to do something stupid again. Which I inevitably do. Because I am a dummy. Alright, components. Ooh, there were some motors in that one. Good. That's a few components. Was there not another one? I know that one, but that's a little bit further of a walk. I thought it was a little bit closer than me, but now normally I wouldn't destroy all this, but we need a lot of materials right now. Because this session, this video, this playthrough, I also am gonna work with something else. Something I've explained, I think, in my last video, but because it got, you know, messed up due to some error that I still don't fully understand why it happened. I'm also gonna use a mod called the Build and Repair System. This can be used on small grid and large grid, and what it does is it installs a building that requires power to use, and it will very slowly, if it is supplied with the correct components, repair every block in your base. It will not have, like, it will not be cheaper or whatever, so you will still have to supply it with all the materials. The thing is that it's not just because I'm lazy, but it also is that. But I will, one, think it's not very fun to look at if I hand repair an entire ship. Second, it's not fun to hand repair an entire ship, like the big ship we just saw. That's completely on fire. Could you imagine how long it will take to hand repair that? And second, I think I didn't explain this in another video. So the way that that my build restrictions work is, if for instance a 3x3x3 grid is completely filled with all sorts of important items that I cannot rebuild, but the middle item is broken and I want to repair it, I cannot get to it, and at least without destroying or removing any blocks around it. Now in base game that wouldn't be an issue, because if you have 9 reactors and the middle one is broken, you just remove one of the reactors, repair the one in the middle, and rebuild the reactor. But I cannot build reactors, and they are very expensive. So if I get to a point where I cannot repair something, I have to find another way to see if there's anything around me. There's something there, but there's something over there. I will have to find another way to repair it. This method has also another thing, that it has a specific amount of range that you cannot exceed. So even if it's attached to a large ship, I've seen it repair up until a certain distance away. I think distance is standard 200 blocks, and I think you can increase it in mod settings, but I think it will be fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna have like 3 of them installed throughout the entire ship, depending on the size of the ship. But with that, you can just, if something happens to the ship, you can make it automatically repair itself. For instance, if you fly like a moron, like I do, because I have more experience with driving due to this game mode than flying. But if you then fly into a comet or another planet and it has suffered some damage, you can just auto-repair at least the blocks that are still there, but broken. Anything that blows up and is completely removed, it doesn't fix, so it's not perfect. But that's fine for this game mode. I think it will fit perfectly with what we're doing right now. There we go. Let's drop off the items we have. I dropped an oxygen tank without thinking about it, because I'm a moron. Point proven, I guess. Oh, another wreck. Probably not as big as the last one, because this one took a little bit of... This one didn't lag out the game as much. There we go. Another windmill. Now we have a little bit more components. So what I'm gonna do is... My ship, like I alluded to in, I think, episode 1 or 2, is built in such a way that when you get out, this part here is just high up. If these wheels are touching a floor of large grid blocks, then this is exactly the middle of 2 blocks, like the middle of the second block up. So if you have like large grid blocks and they're like placed like this, and they're on the floor behind these wheels, or below these wheels, and you have 1 block up, and you have a connector above that, then that will be aligned perfectly with this. It's hard to see, maybe, like if I do it like this. I can maybe do it like this. As you can see, the middle of that X, if I move this a little bit over to here, the middle of that X is nearly perfect to the middle of that connector. So this makes it that if you have a plateau which you can drive on and hook up to somewhere, you can attach it to any building. I really like this model, and basically is, well, I mean, the shape that you see here. So it's just large off-grid wheels, 5x5s, a little bit up, so where it's attached to 1 block up, then another block up connector. This of course can be changed around depending on what you like in such a base, but at least this works for me. I've really liked this type of interaction. The only problem is that you have to drive over large grid blocks, and that can sometimes be a pain in the behind, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little plateau that this entire vehicle can drive up on, just so we can deliver our materials. Let's just line it up correctly. I have to give myself a little bit of leeway, because I said that I have more experience with driving than I do with flying, but it doesn't say that I'm a good driver in this game, so we have to work with what we get. Okay. Should be wide enough, I think. This side, yes. This side, yes. Now I have to make it long enough, just so our vehicle will fit on it and be flush. Now I think if I look at it, our vehicle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 large blocks long. I have to give myself a little bit of space to maneuver, so I think I will just make it 8 blocks. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, more steel blocks, or steel plates. Now these blocks will not be fully repaired, so that's also a reason why I'm not gonna drive over them yet. Because if they only have 1 HP and you drive over them and you do something stupid, your vehicle will be stuck and then you have to rebuild it all. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna at least finish this. Just have these blocks like this. And then the moment I have more steel plates, I'll place those as well. Now, if we look at the requirements for this building, you see that it has still quite a lot of expensive requirements. 140 construction comps, 40 motors, 20 computers, and it does require a decent amount of power. So this thing is not free. So this will only make my life a little bit easier, but it will not make it like a complete breeze. It will still have to be supplied with a lot of materials. Let's move this. Oh, there's a conveyor there. That's so good. Is it a conveyor sorter? No, it's just a conveyor. Is it hooked up to anything interesting, or can I? It's where the large container is hooked up. So the reason why is I still need to put a conveyor sorter as well. So I don't have any interior plates, but I know I have some in my rover. There we go. Pipe. Let's get the one that's inside of a block. Junction. Curved. So that's what we're gonna make later on. Just remove this. I want this base to be a little bit bare bones for now, just so we can at least get everything up and running. Then we need a conveyor sorter hooked up to it. Let's just put the blue thing at the bottom. And then we need a connector. I kind of want a big one this time. It's still at the bottom, or at the back, right? Yeah, it's interesting that it has one at the bottom. I think I'll just... Nah, it doesn't really matter if I have it like this. Sure, let's just place it like this. It doesn't really matter. Now, if we can repair these and we can make this... I think the problem is now that this is not 8 blocks. This is now 6 blocks in total. Because I'm a dummy. I forgot that I have to hook up the connector as well. So let's do this again. How many steel plates do I have? Enough. I never said that I was a smart man. I have my moments. But that's like... That's it. 2 on all sides. Now the problem also is I usually like to make my bases with a lot of like light fixtures as well. But I know that also gets rid of performance. Like I can already feel that the lights that are currently shining at my base are already making the performance of the game dip a little bit. So that's something I'm gonna work on later. First off, let's just see if I can repair this as much as possible, just to drain my my rover of components. There we go. Let's see if we can get some more. Seems to be computers are the problem. Let's see if there's some computers in here. Oh, well, that's nice. Alright. Because then we can at least recharge the rover here as well. We can repair it or recharge it over at the base ship. And we can repair it over here. There we go. So let's see. Let's make this. No, not this. Let's drain all, and we're gonna whitelist components, ammo, ingots. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So we're gonna just have components, ammo, and ingots. Now, if we hook this up, let's see if I can quietly drive over this. And here, as you can see, it's nearly perfect flush. Which, yeah, does ruffle me somehow. Oh boy, why is my CPU making a jump? I really don't get it. I saw it this time, you bastard. Space Engineers itself is also taking up a lot of my materials. Little hydrogen engine. Oh, that was a lag. Was that a wreck that spawned? Let's also repair my wheels. I disassembled them a little bit just so I can put some wheels on that that airplane that is now hooked up to the front of the base here. Okay. Now, secondary issue. Are we gonna build the little disaster rover first? We have, I think, the components to make it. I mean, we could. I'm unsure how well this is gonna work. So bear with me while I make a little bit of an educated guess. A guesstimate, if you will. Now this is going to be one of the most simple designs that you will see, and it will only have enough to get to that ship. If it breaks, so be it. It will be a little bit of a waste of resources, but I need to try something to at least get this to work. The way these ships usually are built, the larger ships, they usually have guns on every single side. So it has front, back, left, right, bottom, and top. The way these ships generate on these ice sheets, though, is that sometimes they're clipped into the snow or the ice. And this also obscures the lower turrets. So some of the Gatling turrets that are on the bottom might actually be in the snow and they won't shoot at you because their vision is obscured. The way I'm going to try to take advantage of this is that I'm going to try to drive up to the bottom side of the ship, jump off at the bottom side and let the vehicle just fly underneath it. just like drive over to the other side. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work. I truly don't. I will try my best. But the problem is that there's also autocannons that might fire at me the moment I try to get too close. I don't know how bad this is gonna be. But I'm gonna try my best to survive this. If this is not gonna work, I really need to think of other approaches. But we'll get there when we get there. But who knows? Maybe if this design works out, we're gonna use this more often. Can I withdraw one computer? Really? Alright. We still have some large cannons we can take apart, and some rockets. Turrets that might have some computers. I already snooped the computers from this one. That's fairly close. Oh, it's one of those. Alright, I don't think this one will fly away from me. Let's get the computers out of this one. There we go. I don't need these cannons as of yet. Like I said before, I'm playing this on single player. I don't plan on doing anything multiplayer for a bit. This is just my own world, so... Alright. What we're gonna do is we're gonna snoop one of the batteries of this, like I did before. I'm not planning on using any bigger batteries because this is all going to be just to get over there. Alright, let's hook this up with a little merge block. Let's put the battery further back, behind the cockpit even. Just so it will drive for as long as possible. Unless it gets through, then the battery at the back will be shot. But then it hopefully has already served its purpose. Alright, let's move this a little bit back. Of course, small steel tubes. Always. Always the small steel tubes. Doesn't really help that much, but sure. Let's hook this up. And that's hooked up. Now this piston will work. Now we're gonna put up not too big of wheels on this. Especially we're not gonna put on the long ones. We're gonna put short suspensions on this. This. Wait, that was left, right? Yeah, that was left. Smarty pants. That has to go on this side.
Energy low.
I know. Let's see. It was off-road shorts. Wheel suspension 3x3 right. Go. Okay, let's get a little bit of health or power. So, what we're gonna do is, the way the chip is built, it seems like it has a very approachable underside. So, we're just gonna go in there with our vehicle, drive as fast as we can towards it, hope that the little bit of armor that I'm gonna put on this is gonna survive. Because I just noticed that there's iron underneath this base. We'll focus on this first, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna see if that iron deposit underneath our base with the building restrictions that I have, I can still mine up and refine in here. Otherwise, we're gonna build a mining facility later on as well, just so we can at least get some steel plates, small steel tubes, motors, etc. Would be nice to have. Okay. There we go. Good, this has served its function. Now, of course, we want more wheels on this. So we're just gonna topsy-turvy this by extra weight on this side. Almost. I think that should be enough. Yep. Yeah, let's put it all the way to the back. Let's hope this is still enough. Otherwise, we're just gonna do this. So it's little, very crude building strats that you get when you play this game in this mode for too long. It's just like, oh yeah, we need this over here, so let's just seesaw this to the other side. Oh. Alright, let's build these. Then we're gonna turn steering off for these behind wheels, and we're just gonna make it front steering. Because otherwise it's gonna be a forklift truck. It's gonna be very small and hopefully very fast. And like I said, if this plan doesn't work out, we'll have to think of something else to do in the future. Draining turrets will probably take way too long. And it's probably also super boring. So I have to think of methods. But first let's see if this works. Construction components. Steel plates. No idea. I thought I already built the steel plates for this, yeah. Okay. Turn off steering. Steering off. And steering off. Then we're gonna increase the strength at least to like 10%, so at least won't sink in when we turn around or anything like that. Or if we build a cockpit, the thing will sink down a little bit. These have to be a little bit higher strength because there's going to be more armor at the front. Okay, because we're also going to build a little bit like this. Oh, one sec. Let's make this a realization. I'm gonna put the cockpit a little bit in the back, just so we won't be so front heavy. Batteries themselves are usually already quite heavy, so that's also kind of good. In session 1 or 2, we actually found some artificial mass blocks, which would have been very nice to have right about now, but I mean, a little bit late for that. Let's build the standard cockpit. Like, we're not going to build a buggy. We want to be as protected as possible. So I think we're going to build just a standard cockpit. Okay. Standard cockpit. Let's hope we can build this fully. That would be very nice to have this already done. Now I know there's a helm that I built at the front of this space, but if I don't have to destroy it, I will not do that. The computers and the bulletproof glass is the problem. I might break some stuff of the base just so we have the components for it. I already destroyed the big ship, or the big cannon over here. This does have the computers necessary. Okay. And I mean, this is still broken, so let's just snoop some of the bulletproof glass from this. Look at this. It looks like a little barrier at the front. Reminds me a little bit of those vehicles that some of the riot police use. Or like the
Energy
special
low.
forces. Hellcats or something? Bobcats? Don't know what they're called in America. There we go. That's the last 10. There was, I think, also some components that I put in here. Some steel plates. I will dump my inventory after I build the cockpit, just so I can get all the components out of there. Alright, so this thing is now just a battery, wheels, and a cockpit. I'm gonna put a little bit of blocks like here. I have to check one thing. It's still fine. I don't want to build the front too big, otherwise I will not be able to fly underneath the ship over to the other side. And I also don't want to build it too heavy, but I have to make sure that I can at least survive the trip. Now I think cockpits are usually the target by cannons, but I've seen them fire at wheels first as well. That's why I put the blocks on the side. I hope that they will survive long enough. I doubt it though. Like, Gatling guns do fire at a tremendous rate, so I think this will not keep it long. But I know how fast these little vehicles can go, so I hope it will keep it up long enough to get there. Then we're gonna jump out and hopefully survive? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Now, do remember, we only have one shot at this. This vehicle will highly likely be completely destroyed by the time I'm done with this. So we'll see how far we can get with it, you know? Let's just jump into it, you know? Let's just I wonder what number I should give this episode. Like the one that's broken was episode 4. So who knows, maybe I'll just call this episode the lost episode. No, not the lost episode. Episode 4.5 or something stupid like that. Episode 4. Episode 4 version 2. Alright, all jokes aside, let me just prepare for this trip. This is gonna be a tough one, so nothing but a welder and a grinder. Let's get up to full HP. Can this vehicle move fully without draining itself completely? Okay, let's see. Nope, it cannot. Can it accelerate? Yeah, it can, but not nicely. But it will at least make it. And like I said, it's only built to get there once. I am not sure if I will survive this. I will go there as fast as I can. I can maybe get to that unknown signal. Can I drive there with this? Just so we can have a test drive. I think I have to make the front suspension a little bit stronger. Yeah, I do. Can I get a special item? Ooh, a leopard drill, like I don't already have 7. That's better. Let's just get the components off of this. There's always some motors in there. Look, motors. Let's just break the... Yep. Now, there's only one thing about this that's good, but let's just claim it. And then we're just gonna... Let's just destroy this. Because, you know, small hydrogen engines, I'll take that. I'm gonna bring this with me, though. Okay, if I drive very carefully, will this work? Probably not. Oopsie. Fucking bouncy ass hydrogen engine. Hello there, hydrogen engine. Are you still fine? You're still fine. Alright, sure. Let's try it again then. Let's just tempt fate another time. If I can just put a block there. And a block there. I could at least squeeze it in there, maybe. Like, will this work? There we go. How is that for a crude bay? Let's go. Hope the physics engine won't screw up and just explode it. Wouldn't put it past this game to do that. Now this thing handles like an anus. Probably because my back wheels are constantly being lifted because the front is so heavy. So I'm probably gonna put a few more steel blocks at the back and then try it. There we go. Let's just dump this here. Alright. I think I had some computers with me, so let's dump those. It was computers, right, that I got from it? Yeah, 62 computers. In total. There was some from the the helm that I destroyed. Oh, there was some other components in there as well. Alright. Time to die. Now, just in case something stupid happens, I will save my progress. I won't save scum this, but let's just try it. So I'm gonna aim for that middle section. There's like 2 parts where it touches the ice. There's like a little triangle shape now in the top left of the screen. Why is my processor hitting so high again? I'm not sure if it seems like it's still recording fine. Question mark, question mark, question mark. What is the feedback hub? I don't know why my processor is like this. Alright, it seems to be going down again for now. I don't understand it. But here we go. So we're gonna aim for the triangle shape. Let's hope this will survive. Knowing me, this thing will probably break or turn around like in the moment we get into, yeah, like that. No. I know a way to solve that. Where is it? Friction. I have to make it slide a little bit better. The only problem is that the more you do this, the less acceleration you will have. Because of course, and less steering, but we won't be needing steering where we're going. If you put friction to 100% and you turn around while driving like 10 kilometers, you will just fall over, even on the ice. Alright, let's try this again. Well, I mean... that was a little bit more firepower than I anticipated. The moment those, like, 6 guns activated, I knew it was over. My god. Alright, that wasn't the plan, bro. That wasn't it. That sure wasn't it. Oh my god. Alright. Plan 2. I found some iron somewhere in the ship. Somewhere around the base, not the ship. I think it was right over there underneath like the windmills on this side. So let's take a look at this. I think no, it doesn't work from here. It worked from the helm, but I destroyed the helm to get the components. So let's rebuild that real quick. I think I have the components after I found those computers. Bulletproof glass? Oh, that's still a cockpit. Alright. Yeah, we can build the helm, or repair the helm. There we go. As you can see, right underneath that O2H2 generator is iron. For now, we're gonna tunnel towards it, but a little bit closer to the base. Later on, we might make like 2 big drills or 3 big drills over there. But let's just see if we can get the iron at least a little bit. So let's see, it's underneath here somewhat. Here. So we're gonna dig down here. Here. Just so it's out of the way, because we're gonna probably install a solar panel here as well later on. Oh, there's the iron indicator. Because I believe that if we put stone, like normal rock, inside the refinery, we will only get sand. And I kind of need iron for a lot of things. Maybe even magnesium as well. That's a big tunnel. Let's put on some lighterinos. See if we can find some iron. We're gonna load up on an inventory of iron and see if we can put that in the refinery. And if it, with the build restrictions, will actually produce iron ingots. If not, we know that the refineries are just there for scrapping. Which is not a problem either, but then we at least know. If they do work on the building restrictions, we know that mining will at least be useful in some capacity. Oh, there we go. We're at iron. I can pick up some stone to show how it works in the refinery under these built-in restrictions. So you can see that just mining stone is not useful in this scenario, this mod, so to speak. It makes it so you can't really start the game off with just a survival kit and make the standard components, you know, like a standard game. This truly is a different experience than base game. It's for me a little bit like Minecraft. I played modded Minecraft so much that when I play normal Minecraft, I can never go back. It's just instantly boring for me.
Inventory full.
Alright, now I just have to get out of here again. Can I get up here, or did I make it too steep? I think I made it too steep. Yeah, I did. Alright, that's not a problem. It is a little bit of a problem. I should have made it a little bit more crooked. Nah, that's not gonna work. Oh. Yeah, a bit too steep. Then I'm just gonna make a little bit of a... Let's just run up while drilling. Rock and stone. Rock and stone, lads. Let me at 'em. Rock and stone. There we go. We'll fix that later. With later, I mean never. Right, here, if I put this in the refinery, the stone, it only turns it into gravel. So there's nothing worth that gets put to this. But if I put iron ore in this, what will happen? Ah, so it does make iron. That is going to be quite good. Alright, so this means that we can at least get iron, magnesium, and I think silicon, which gives us at least the ability to make our own bulletproof glass, I think it is. I'll just have to check what is available in the assembler, because it also depends on what recipes are possible in the assembler. So, in the assemblers, what I can make, the air vents are still incomplete, what I can make are these components. So the build restrictions mod made it so that I cannot build anything else but what you see here. This is a standard assembler. Even the industrial assembler doesn't give anything else. So we can make motors, but we need nickel for that. We can build metal grids, but we need metal, nickel, and cobalt for that. Medical comms, displays. So we can make displays with what we have here for ores. And we can make bulletproof glass. And of course the metals, the standard metals that we normally can make with just iron. But if I need more bulletproof glass, I can now mine silicon and make them. That's good, that's good. So we at least figured that out. Next up. The problem that we currently face is that that big broken ship is nice and all, but we can't get close to it. I think it is time for us to use the rover to just drive to the other wreck indicators. Because this ship, it's gonna take a while before we get to this big ship. It is, when I drove over there, I did get a little bit of a look, and it looks like it's a ship that we would very much want to get to. Oh, there's a wreck detector ping all the way up in the mountain. Those are usually easier to approach, so we'll get to that later. Let's just get to this unknown signal. Maybe we can get there in 3 minutes. We probably can. Because there's sometimes good tools in there. Usually, the last one we got like a stack of 40 computers out of. Let's just hope it's not one of those that tries to roll or fly away. No, I don't think it is. Oh, lag. Another wreck is spawning in. Oh, it's one with the large cargo. Okay. Did we get a special? Aww. Right. Anything interesting? A better grinder. We don't really need this. There's the parachute hatch. Just grind it up for the components. I mean, the steel is not that important. There's some extra components that are nice, but... Alright. A better grinder. That's nice. I mean, to be fair, we already found so many of those, but they are still good. So let's put it there. Let's make our way up to this. I think I already went over this once. Over there to the left, that's one of the ships we've taken over. It has a lot of ion thrusters and hydrogen thrusters. Pretty good. I don't know what's over there to the right though. I've already been here. Judging by the sheer size of the hole on the side there. Now I do get a wreck detector ping over there. I don't know what is over there. Alright, let's save here real quick. I don't know what that pillar is. There's a windmill to our left. It at least seems like it. This is one of those shooty towers. Speaking is difficult. That's a big tower. Right. What do we have here? A little bit disorientated. Now look at that beauty. A sci-fi large atmospheric thruster. That is a very good find. I'm very glad I went past here. Also, another wreck spawned. This is the reason why I sometimes turn off this, because so that is a wreck. Okay. I have to be careful then, because sometimes those towers have a lot of guns on them. Okay, doesn't want to detach by itself, so what we're gonna do is just scrap the entire ship or vehicle around it. I'm still calling every single rover a ship, like I'm some sort of road captain. Like I'm Johnny Depp, but with spaceships. I think I have gotten every single interesting block. And if I remember correctly, it's only the 3 blocks in the middle that are the thing that keeps this connected. Yes. I have played this game a little bit much. Then why am I still bad at it? Questions for the ages. Scientists, years from now, will ponder the questions that are on everyone's mind. If he played for hours, why still shit? Oh, beautiful. Let's hook it up with number 6. A little bit of a wide turn. Ooh, don't drive too fast in it. It doesn't have that much health. Like I said, still shit at the game. Alright, get up, get up. Alright, so that is one of the wrecks, and it has a big tower. Now, either that in the top is antennae, or that's guns. Or is that in the top a turret? That in the top seems to be a Gatling turret, but since it's all the way at the top, it will at some point be obfuscated by the rest of the turret. So, if I run at it, and if I dodge the bullets enough, I might be able to dodge it long enough to get to the tower. So this one I'm actually going to try the bob and weave principle. Let's see how far I can get. Let's put the drill in there as well. So I think that in the top is a Gatling turret. Means at like 800 meters it will start shooting at me. That would be right around now. So let's keep bobbing and weaving. Oh, it's on the sides as well. And what I'm trying to do is trying to obfuscate that turret with its own tower. I am unsure if this is gonna work. Because it might be that there's turrets all around the tower. I think there's turrets all around the tower. I think I will get to a point where the turrets on that side start shooting me as well. Ah, well, yeah, it has guns on all sides. Nice. So that's the second wreck. That is gonna be very difficult to get to. That's fine, that's fine. I didn't say that we're gonna explore every single wreck just off the bat, so let's just find out which wreck this is and ping it as large tower with guns. Is this third one? No. Is it this fourth one? Yes. Alright, fourth one. Large tower with guns. Now, it's not that much of an issue that this one is hard to approach, because usually these towers don't have that much good shit, but the good thing that they do have is that they usually have a lot of power. It can be used to refuel atmospheric thruster vehicles. So if you have any vehicle that uses a lot of power, those towers usually have a lot of power somewhere inside of them. Be it reactors, be it solar panels, be it a lot of windmills. This one doesn't seem to be a windmill one though. But that's at least one way that this can be done. But at least not today. So we're not gonna approach this tower any further. Now there's another wreck over there, and there's a wreck over here. Now this wreck over here we've had on for quite a long time, so we're gonna check this one out first, while traveling past what I perceive to be a windmill. And for now we're just saving and storing windmills. Since we don't use that much power, it's not much of an issue yet, but it's gonna become very useful very fast, all these windmills. Looks like a little wreck. Maybe it's a very important vehicle, so I'm gonna put this windmill on one of the sides, just so we can pick up the perceived small grid vehicle with the backside. Okay. Let's just park it here for a second. Remove the one button terminal. And then we remove the base. Make it mine. Because I've had it a few times now, where I build these things and forget to make them mine. Oh, I need to... Oh. Don't know why it was falling all of a sudden, but sure. Pick it up at the side. That will be 3. I find it always fun. When this rover it has a lot of items picked up, it looks so thick. There we go. Let's look at what that vehicle has, because I think everything else is just wireframe. Okay, what's in this vehicle? Anything interesting? Maybe some medical components. Oh, it's the combine. The combine harvester. Always good. A bit of a hinge. I think this also has some small containers, like the medium the small grid medium containers. Thank you. That was what I wanted to say. Let's yeet this out of the way. Goodbye. Let's grand. Hell yeah, grand. Act like it's RuneScape and grind. Now, if that's one game that I have put in a lot of hours, it is RuneScape. But if there's one game that I think is also one of the least viewable, streamable games, it is probably RuneScape. Alright, that all dropped on the ground. Like, I've seen some people stream like fun game modes or maybe some challenge runs, and I've watched those as well. But there's just to watch someone train fishing for like 10 hours straight. No, you have to do a lot of things, a lot of heavy lifting to make that interesting. I mean, I already find it hard to make this interesting, let alone RuneScape. But it's fine. It's fine. There we go. Now let's... I don't think I can topsy-turvy this over. No, it's way too heavy. Let's just grind our way in. Should be a medium cargo container. At least if I remembered correctly. It seems to be a warfare battery, but it has no power cells. There's a hydrogen engine and a full hydrogen engine. Now I think we'll just scrap this because we will find more, especially more intact ones. But this warfare battery, we're just gonna give it some HP and take it out of there. We have some power cells that we found before. Maybe it's enough? Who knows? I just have to detach it because it's too broken for us to repair it fully. Now what we can do though is take this off and make this mine, and then use detach mode on that, which would detach the battery. Let's hope this is enough to make the warfare battery fall down. And oh, it's still connected to this. Alright, let's make that mine as well. Okay, now it's mine. Okay, that's worthless. Let's just there we go. Now, the problem is that it takes 20 power cells, which is, you know, almost a waste of power cells for something so small. But if we're ever in a pinch for small grid, good batteries, the warfare battery is pretty good. So we'll just bring it with us. It's not like I'm going to immediately repair it or something. It's just that, who knows? Maybe we need it later on. I want to bring this. There we go. And that should be all the items
Energy
I want from
low.
this. Wait, what's on there? What's that? Is that a battery? Or is that something else? Oh no, that's a conveyor. But that has That is motors. Give me the motors. I require your motors. Come on. Yeah, conveyor sorter. There we go. Give me that. I need your computers and your motors. Anything else interesting up here? No, it seems to be only steel blocks. Alright, let's just destroy the medium. Okay, that should be it. Okay. Well, let's save it real quick and see if I can get to that vehicle and not get shot to shit. Let's just approach it via an angle. Sometimes these have like a small gun. Then we can still at least get out of here. So far so good. Alright. What do we have here? Ah, a wreck was spawning in. I thought I already felt some lag. Alright, what is this thing? Oh, I've seen a fully repaired version of this one before. This one is really broken. Only light armor. Let me grab a better grinder. I'm gonna destroy most of this one. Let's get one. Yeah, I'm gonna... Where is it? There. I'm gonna mostly grind this one completely. Probably not the steel parts, but most of the components, the wheels, the suspensions. If there's an interesting battery, it seems to only be a small battery. That is kind of worthless. Yeah, I've seen the fully repaired version of this ship. I still call it a ship. I've seen it before. It looked like an interesting vehicle, and that one did have a gun. So I at least was not fully out of like left field when I said that we should be careful with the approach. Because the fully intact one of this would have shot at me. I think it had like a... in this position here, like in the front next to where this would be the cockpit, I think it had like a interior turret or like a Gatling turret. So it would be very dangerous. But this one seemed fine. Okay. Let's just get the battery, since we lost one when we made that little sacrificial vehicle that was very much sacrificed. Let's turn it into mine. Nope. Repaired fully. Try that again. There we go. Now it should be mine. Okay. Let's go back and install this on my ship. Now we're just gonna bring this with us. Okay, how much power do we have? 4 days, more than enough. Now let's remove this wreck detector ping. I think this is the this first one. No, the second one. Yes, the second one can go. Alright, so There's 2 more over there, I think. It's the big tower. Where was that one? Right over there. So these are new. The problem is that I cannot see them. Now that glitched at something. I swear, I am not doing that. I truly am not. I don't know what causes it, but I mean, it might be that it is a natural, like that it stops snowing, but but I don't know why it does it so sudden. It looks so fucking jarring. It's just like, and it's just, oh. Now that is a big ship over there, which fills me with dread that it might be covered in guns as well. I'm unsure. We will approach it, of course, on foot, just to make sure our rover doesn't get destroyed. Okay. I still have the good grinder with me. Let's just drop that, just in case we die. So I don't see any guns as of yet. Now I've seen in the wreck, the wreck mod, I've seen sometimes that wrecks spawn without guns. Like cargo ships, certain special... Oh, well, I spoke too fast. This looks like 2 guns, so there's no way to approach this well. Alright, stop shooting. Oh, it's the text around the... Let's just leave it at this. Just so the letters are gone everywhere. Like with this, you can see the numbers in the bottom and to the top left, or the bottom left, and this you will not see the letters. Looks a little bit more clean, I just noticed that. So we will find a way to approach that soon. We'll just walk around a little bit, but for now we're just gonna look at this smaller one. The smaller the building, the smaller amount of guns are usually on it, and we are still looking for a wreck that has atmospheric thrusters. Atmospheric thrusters are currently really what we're looking for. So if this has it, then we can move some of the bigger ships, maybe. The best find we can get is a large grid, large atmospheric thruster. That's truly the best find that we could get. And if it's even better, it would be one that is like semi-intact to almost fully intact. If we can find that, we should be very well on their way to build a vehicle that can actually pick up other vehicle parts. Oh, why did it shoot at this so late? Aww. It's on the left side. So if I can just make it over to this side. Ow. Did 20 damage, so it's probably an interior turret. Okay. I think I'm managed to get into an angle where the gun is obscured by the rest of the ship. I have no idea what I'm looking at yet. I can't really see any interesting parts yet. I see ion thrusters on the left side there. And I think I see a gun arrangement over there. Okay, I have to be careful though. So I don't know where the gun is situated. Yeah, I don't know how many more guns are here. There's an O2H2 generator there. It looks to be a hydrogen tank over there and some batteries. That looks to be a gravity generator. There's an ion thruster. Okay. That's some modules, and that's a refinery. I mean, that alone is already a steal. Okay, with some luck, these cryopods are the only thing that I need to take over. I need to grind a little bit further. There we go. No, that's not it. But if I can get up here, that's a lot of steel. That should get me around this ship. Okay, let's look around. Alright. Now, first let's see how many guns are on this ship, just so I don't get shot. Alright, was it just one interior turret? Yeah, it's just one interior turret. Okay. That is at least very nice. So it had a lot of things, it's just it doesn't have them anymore. There's some hydrogen thrusters, a lot of them are broken. The gyroscope, the gravity gen we saw. There's a flight seat, we need to find that and break it. And there's still one cryo chamber that I can take over. That's that one. Now, that interior turret was, I think, on the side. There's a nuclear reactor. It's nice. Large industrial container. We don't really need to do that. If we can take over the ship, then we own that. Okay, that's not enough. Let's just enter real quick, just to get some help. And some oxygen. Why am I not getting any help? Alright, no help from me, I guess. There's more speed modules here. Now the only question I now have is, where's that flight seat? Like, if I were a betting man, and I'm not, but I would think it would be up there. Because I would think that that would be the place where the rest of the ship is. But the question is, where is that? More speed modules. This is a very, very strong but small part of a ship. If we can't find out where that gun is, this is gonna be very difficult. That's a lot of speed modules. Holy crap. Whoa. And there's more on this. Oh my god. All refineries. 2 big refineries with all speed modules. That's crazy. Oh, where is that interior turret? Okay. This is where we were looking out through. Yeah. would assume that gun is there. Didn't see it. Oh, it's there. Right up the top. Alright. So if I go there, where I think the flight seat is, I would get shot to hell. Okay. What about here? Nope. So I'm probably not gonna keep much of the materials of this ship. So let's just break it a little bit, just so we can get to that gun turret and make this at least a little bit safer. Oh, I don't know where it is. There's the flight seat. We need to destroy that gun to get to it. I think it's over there. Yeah, it's right over there. Okay. Ooh, it was pointing at me. Oh. Alright, No, I don't want to go through these small reactors. Ooh, there it is. It's right on top of something important. Oh my fucking god. Oh, you asshole. Oh, this is so annoying. No,
Your health
that was
is
not
low.
good. That was not good. Well, this is a fine pickle. How am I gonna approach this? How am I gonna approach this? I don't think I can get to that flight seat without that thing shooting at me. Maybe I can obscure it by building above it. That's still kind of iffy. Yeah, that's the flight seat. If I can just obscure it. Sure, I don't care. There. Now I just need to get there. Alright, now, to get there, like this. And then let's just build up. Hope I don't get shot the fuck. Ooh, seems fine. Alright, let's write this down and hope that this is enough to take over this entire ship. 100 computers.
Inventory full.
That wasn't enough. So, what else is there that could... It's not this gyroscope. Well, maybe it is the gyroscope because it's not fully broken down. Could it be the antenna? I thought it was just these flight seats and such. What else could it be? Like I can destroy all the batteries and that would make the gun turn off, right? Oh, there's no batteries. Oh, just a small reactor. There's just 4 small reactors. Okay, then there's a beacon. Let's just take that over.
Inventory full.
Yeah, I know.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Let's just see if this works. Nope, that was not it. There's a small reactor. All this
Inventory
because a
full.
small
Inventory
little
full. Inventory
gun is
full.
keeping me from...
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Oh, that was a gravity generator, you dummy. That would not be the thing that's keeping this from being taken over, right? Here there is batteries. Why are they not showing up on the grid? Did I type it wrong? I guess I did. Maybe they're invisible. Yeah, they are. Alright. So I can't take those out. That would mean no more power for the rest of the ship. Let's just do it. There's only 2. Should be enough to stop this ship from doing anything. Then I can take out the turret, and then the ship should be at least mine in name only. But it's better than better than nothing. Alright. I think it will work in the way...
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
I do need my inventory to be free for this. So we are going to grind this large cargo container and just dump whatever we have in there.
Inventory full.
Now it's mine. Is there anything in there? Nope. Anything interesting in any of the other parts of the ship? No. Can I not see the innards of the little reactors? I guess not. Alright. Because if this nuclear reactor is still working, then I can turn off the batteries, whatever the hell I want, but that won't do crap against the power of this ship. Alright, let's see. There's uranium in here. Let's turn this off. There's still 4. How many modules are on this ship? Yield modules. Wow. Yeah, this is a very good find. This is a very good find. With this little amount of turrets on it, is insanity. That is such a good, well-deserved, or well-preserved, not well-deserved. Where's the other nuclear reactor? Is that behind here? Probably not. It's probably a conveyor. Where is the other? And I mean, this amount of hydrogen thrusters is also pretty good. So many yield modules. That's so good. That's so good. Oh, that's one turret is just annoying me now. That one turret is between me and everything else of this. Oh, that was it. Okay, good to know for next time. Half-broken cryopods are also reasons why the grid is not taking over. All right, so now the turret is mine. All right, this is a very good find. So let's keep a little check. So it has 3 large industrial refineries. It has okay, let's I'm too excited about this. I don't know where to start. I don't know, I couldn't look in there. Let's just take a little bit of a look through what we do have. So we have 5 refineries. 1 is a little bit broken. We have all of them have yield modules except for 1, which is half broken. It's probably the same one. It's this one, it seems. Let's check how broken it is. Can I get to this yield module? Yeah, this one misses the superconductors, which is annoying because I can't make them, but I think I have 20 at the base. Then there's a O2H2 generator. I mean, all these thruster components from these ion thrusters is already quite good as well. Let's see how broken the refinery is. It's probably this one. Yeah. So it's almost completely broken, save for 300 steel plates. 800 steel plates is not a problem, because we have an iron farm next to it. It's the metal grids that's usually the problem. Motors is not a problem, but with 4 other refineries, this is already fine as it is. Let's turn off all these small oh wait, no, I don't have to. They're all mine already, because I took over the grid. Let's turn everything off. To preserve uranium, battery power, everything. So first, small reactors. All 4 off. Batteries. Both of them off. Whole ship off. Ion thrusters. Everything off. Hydrogen thrusters. I think they're already all off. No. Just turn them all off. Any other thrusters? I don't think so. No. So this is a really good find. Like, this is
Energy low.
actively what I need. This is a new one, I think. I don't know. That's the second, third. It was the third. All right. So this is gonna be. I think I want to have this as like the industrial part of a ship. Maybe even like the midsection. At least let's call it ship refinery yields mod. Yes, and let's call it green. Why? I pressed enter and everything. Alright. Ship refinery yields mod. There we go. Okay. That's a good find. Good find. Still, we are running into an issue, which is that we still haven't found any large grid large grids atmospheric thrusters. But that is a very good find. That's at least all the refineries for our end game solved. And there's a lot of hydrogen thrusters and ion thrusters on there. So we're gonna be able to make at least something decent out of all of this. Something flyable. At least from that midsection. Now I can try to get to that big part over there to the right again, just to try it. There's a wreck in the mountains. I kind of am curious about what that is. I don't know if
Energy critical.
Oh, let's just run a little bit faster. And then we're gonna try to circle that ship to the right there. I truly want to get to the building part very soon. But it's hard to get to that point at the moment because we need those atmospheric thrusters, large atmospheric thrusters, or otherwise we're gonna need a whole lot of small grid ones. But I don't think that's gonna be enough. Right, so from the back side, from this side was not good. There's a lamp at the front. I doubt that it will be defenseless from the front. Looks like it's the bridge here at the front side. There's a gun at the middle. It doesn't look like it's well defended from the front though, with like interior turrets. So if it doesn't have that much guns on the sides, I might be able to get a little bit closer. The big yellow light does look familiar. I might have already found this gun once before. Or a gun. I swear to, I'm just all over the place with my pronunciations and ways of speaking today. Calling rovers ships, calling ships guns. It's a unique day, I guess. Alright. Alright, and in the bottom might be guns. Yeah, that is a rocket gun to the left. So if I approach it a little bit more from the left side, will this be possible? Let's try it. A little bit more from the left side, because I think that was a rocket. Looks very ominous, like this in the distance. Looks almost like 4 sets of eyes looking. Aww. Go a little bit more to the right. Will that be enough? Or does it just have a gun at the front? Oh, I'm being shot from the left side. Is it just... It's just at the front. It's just at the front. Ah. That's annoying. That's a big ship part. But I don't want to tunnel like just willy-nilly, because that takes a lot of time. So but I do have to call out at least something else just to make sure that... Okay, it was that one. Let's just call it big ship unexplored. Let's just call all the big coordinates like that. Big ship explored. It's just hard to get to. Let's just get back to base. And if there's one of them that we're actually gonna do, it will be the one that is the closest to our base. The big broken ship. If there's one that we're gonna tunnel to, it's at least that one, because it's the closest to our base. We haven't been to our base ship in like 4 hours. Just because we found a new base. Oh, another wreck spawned in. Interesting, where is it? Behind us? It is behind us. Alright, let's just go for that then first. Because I am a sucker for exploration. Oh, let me put my lumbar support in the back because I was sitting like a shrimp. This I don't know which YouTuber or streamer it was, but they always put like a posture check in his chat. I guess this is their reference right now to do a posture check. Are you sitting correct? Is your back well supported, or are you sitting like a letter C? If you are, do yourself a favor and save your back for the low price of $7.55. Oh, okay. Sure. That is a windmill in the distance. Alright, where... I don't see what it is. So I'm gonna not pull off any shenanigans and just... I wish there was a mod to make you walk faster, but I think the easiest would be to just reinstall the jetpack, but that would make exploring these wrecks trivial. Nearly trivial. I might come back to that just to make sure that I can at least get closer to some of the big rigs without tunneling every time. But I might put this as a question in the next video to, you know, some of the people that are watching, to see if I can lift that restriction or if you rather watch me walk everywhere. Both are possible. It might make building later on a little bit easier. To just say that, like, after exploring so many wrecks that I found the jetpack. I don't know. Well, I'll leave that to some people to decide. What is this? I have no idea what I'm looking at. It's like a little bit... Yeah, I truly have no idea. Well, what it is, it's at least very busted up. No guns on any side. No. Doesn't look like it has any guns. It has an entrance though. That's interesting. Oh, I don't have any steel blocks. Now I do. Nope. A little bit crooked there. A little bit more to the sides there. Alright. What is that? Can quickly check as well if they have guns in here. Okay. Small cargo and 2 batteries. Nothing else. Alright. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, that sounds lovely to take with me. I don't think there's a way to take over this base as with the other ones. I think I really have to grind everything. Probably none of these have actually anything in them. No, probably not. Okay. Well, let's see if I can grind a battery. I have done it before. Another wreck has spawned in. I think after the end of this episode, I'm gonna turn the wreck mod off again. Just so I will at least have a little bit of a time to explore most of the wrecks so far. I think if I hit it now, some of the power cells will disappear. Let's see. I think I have to have 7 construction comms. Goes down with 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. Oh, that's perfect. So it is possible. Also, I'm gonna immediately turn this off. Just so we have some power for later, if we ever get to the part where we can get all these. Some windows. Alright, let's see if we can do that again. This one's already a lot more broken. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. No, that's not correct. Nope, that's also not correct. See? I think I need to have like ended on 4 construction components. I think that's the only way to do this. 4 or 3. I think 3 was the last time I did it. Yeah, I think it's 3. I have to end it on 3 construction components. Then I can... Yeah, it's 3. So if you don't get what I'm doing, so in the right side, you can see that I have like the 32 out of 60, 20 out of 20 construction comms, 25 out of 25 computers. When I'm grinding this with the standard drill or the standard grinder, I have to grind it till there's like 3 out of 20 construction comms, because if I tick it then once with this grinder, it will remove all 25 computers, and it's the computers that will make this functional / hack. And if I do that correctly, then I should be able to take over big batteries. That's good to know for the future. Right, let's turn this shipwreck notifier into, let's see, which one is it? Is it this one? That should be the newest one, right? No. What about this? Nope. What about this? Yes. So, let's call this small cargo / battery. Big grid. Okay. Done. Now I have to walk all the way back to my rover again, because I thought there would be guns on this place.
Energy low.
So, due to unforeseen consequences to do with my doggy dog, I have to make an end of the stream the moment I get to this rover. In this one, we explored quite a lot. We explored quite a few wrecks, and yeah, I might immediately throw in a new video after this one, or a stream, once everything is done over here outside, you know. Have to take care of dogs first. And it might also put on a Factorio video, but we'll get to that when we get to that. First off, if you made it this far into this 2.5-hour video, then thank you very much for watching it all the way to this point. I sure hope that it will not stutter like a slideshow like last time. We'll see that. I'll check that in post. If not, then this is going to be very frustrating. So, at least, thank you for watching. Let me grind the air, and I'll see you in the next video. And, have a good day. Goodbye.